a Martini production.
So she went into modeling after college. She is so beautiful. When my friends see us together, they're always like, dude, what is she doing with you? I'm like, whatever. We click on so many levels, you know? She loves watching action movies and spouting off one-liners, and we see everything together. Like last night we watched Predator. Get to the chopper! Ah! She loves when I do that. She's just a dream come true. For anyone out there still looking for that missing piece in their collection, there is hope. There is hope.
I've always been a beach girl. When I first met him, his scent just sent me into some sort of a trance. Like riding a wave. He's just so passionate, and we see eye to eye on everything. Like looking out for the animals, the ozone, no dumping. We're just big nuts for being green. When there's so many fish in the sea, it's hard to believe that you'll ever find Mr. Right. But I did. I really did.
Experience for yourselves the magic and joy of a true collector connection. The Sideshow Collectibles Retail Network. Log on today.
Wow.
Memories? What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel. Those commercials were posted 14 years ago by Sideshow. 14 years.
Wow.
Classics. But yeah, I thought we'd get together. Why not on a Monday? Just chill, have a hangout, and Sideshow celebrating 30 years. So I thought, why not go back in the history books a little bit? We always talk about what's coming out, but we don't go back in time to where it all started. So I said, why not get some guys together and hang out a bit? Not too long because it's a work day, of course. But Matt, what's going on, man? Happy Monday.
Yeah, thanks, man. Not a whole lot, man. Just still catching up on a little bit of playoff football. But just like you said, just chilling and relaxing, man.
That's all it is.
Appreciate the stream.
Hell yeah. Vision, what's going on? Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday. Got done grilling for the family.
Really? It's not cold over there?
Nah, I'm in LA, so cold to me is like 57. I think that's cold.
Holy my.
So you guys be at 5. Like I would
minus 15 today.
Yeah.
Celsius. Yeah.
No. It's actually sunny out here.
Must be nice. The only grilling I'm doing is in my dreams. Good to see you. Piggy. Happy Monday, man. What's going on?
Happy Monday, man. I'm still on the buzz from Green Bay winning that game yesterday against the Cowboys.
Thank you, Piggy.
So,
yeah,
man.
That was anything for the Cowboys to lose, man, makes me happy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How about them Cowboys?
Can't stand them. Can't stand them. Most hated team in the NFL.
I'm glad. Great team.
I think Patriots got them beat.
But sorry to hijack it with the football talk, John. But
no, not at all. Please. This is just a hangout, man. There's no hijacking.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you. How was your weekend?
Man, it was good. It was an extended weekend for us because it was Martin Luther King Day here, but it was still too short. Even with an extended weekend, it's still too short.
Oh, they go by faster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy to be here.
Glad you can stop by.
Thank you.
FPJ, what's going on, man? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day for us in the Americas. Thank you for inviting me on. I appreciate it. I too was in the whole football trenches this weekend because I'm a football fan, fantasy football, everything, man. So when the Cowboys lost, I was like, I don't know. I think Cowboys is great for football, man. I think we need parity in the league. I just love to watch them choke year after year. It feels good. I was like, it's a blowout. My wife is like, man, this is a good game. I'm like, you know what? Usually on a blowout, I wouldn't say it was a good game, but yeah, it was a good game. So I'm just having fun, man, this weekend.
Hell yeah. And congrats on the 2 pickups. They look great back there. The Harley and J&D Harley and Wonder Woman, right?
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Well, J&D I've had for 2 years. I just moved, so I couldn't unbox it.
Oh, okay.
Until this week, I finally was able to unbox it. The Wonder Woman was I put in that order since J&D announced it on their site. Got it through them. Finally got that in. Happy to finally get those pair up. and I'm still in the process of rearranging my office and putting up displays and unpacking, and so I'll be unboxing for at least the whole year because I have stuff
Awesome.
like every year.
That's the best thing
So,
to
yeah,
do, man.
having fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. And everything lived up to your hype? You were happy with the way everything came out?
More than happy. I was a little bit concerned with the Wonder Woman going in because I've told people that J&D started asking for their money before they even did a show and tell. And I, you know, am skeptical because you know how it is. People like wait until you get it in hand. Sometimes this, sometimes that. It's not what you know what I mean. So all these things, I'm just like, oh, I need to see it. And then people, the influencers who had it in hand already, J&D did their show and tell. A couple of people had it. I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna get it. And then when I got it in hand, it 100% more blew my expectations. When I got it, looked at it, I was like, man, this is the best gal Wonder Woman out there in the market right now.
Fantastic.
For me.
Awesome. Well, huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Kennedy, happy Monday, man. What's going on?
Yo, nothing. Enjoyed my weekend. Spent most of it sleeping, watching football. That's pretty much it.
Good stuff. Just relaxed. Awesome. Yeah, you guys had a long weekend, so happy Martha. Oh my God, happy Martin Luther King Day to you guys.
I'm out.
He's Canadian. You got to give him a pass on it.
You got to forgive me. Come on.
No, I think he was thinking about Martha from the whole Batman.
Yeah, the whole Batman. Hey, I'm representing America, though. Okay, I'm showing my
good
love.
save. Good save. Good save.
There you go. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. We got Bats in the Belfry to kick it off. Good to see you, buddy. Figure Kong. Hope you're doing well. We got a Bat Kid Voodoo. What's going on, man? Happy Monday. Beast 51. We got Sam Gist in the chat. Good to see you, man. Your statue delivery guy. Hope you're doing well. Who else we have? We got Alan Kiefer. Happy Monday to you, Mr. Popo. We got Beast 51. Knight. How's it going, guys? We got Travis stopping by. The main man. Love to see it. Sam saying, I had that Wolverine bust. Bought it new back in the day. Heck yeah, the legendary scale bust. We got, who else? Angel stopping by. What's going on, Angel? Norman. Happy Monday, Norman. Jesus, good to see you. And I think we got Ross stopping by. Great to see you, Ross. Almost feels like a Friday now. And that's it. Norman says, John, you lost your entire panel. Yeah, funny. We got Paul Schreiber here. Paul, hope you're doing well. We were going to do an unboxing with Paul today. Unfortunately, he was feeling a little bit under the weather. But I hope you guys are doing well. And thank you for becoming a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family's feeling better. So I thought today, 30 years, man. 30 years Sideshow's been doing this. So I said, why not get the guys together? We'll do a little bit of a hangout. And I was thinking of a topic. I said, hey, why not show off some of the pieces where people started collecting, the old memories. I feel like like I said, we focus so much on today, and as time goes by, just what's in front of us, but we don't go back to kind of appreciate the pieces that really, really started it for a lot of people. So I was thinking maybe we just kick it off with a panel. I got some YouTube. I was thinking we'd go on Sideshow's YouTube because they got videos from 14 years ago, like San Diego Comic-Con from 2009.
Wow.
It's crazy to see how it was back then to where it is today. But I thought we'd kickstart it first on the panel, maybe go into the Facebook group a little bit because some people shared their pieces. But yeah, guys, tell me, when did you first meet Sideshow? Whether it be a piece, whether it be on a forum, Facebook group, YouTube, where was your first encounter with Sideshow? Matt, you want to kick it off? Oh, you want to go? Anybody go?
All right, so I was collecting smaller scale. I was collecting like DC Direct.
Okay.
And I don't know what was going on. I was in a comic book shop or something like that, and I saw like a huge like quarter scale or it was a quarter scale statue. And I thought it was just something special that maybe the comic book stores got. And I'm like, man, how do you guys get these in that scale? And the dude was like, I got them from Sideshow. These are in the days where, you know, you go to the local comic book shop every week and just grab the latest pulls and just see what they have in there, shop around. And I'm like, what's Sideshow? And I had no idea what it was. And then after that happened the second time, I still didn't even think to Google it because I wasn't looking at site pages. And I was looking for, you'll get a kick out of this. I was looking for a Joker because someone had a Joker other than mine. And I went on Google and I saw like some quarter scale something that Sideshow had. And then I saw that Voltron that I've been after forever. And I was just introduced to larger scale statues. And I thought it was insane that someone would pay like $300-400 for a statue.
At the time, imagine.
Yeah, at the time. I was like, there is no way on this planet I'm dropping like $300-400 for a statue. People that would do that would need their head examined. And I saw the Skeletor. And
the rest was history. That's awesome. How about you, Matt?
I think my first Sideshow piece that I saw was the Wolverine Sabretooth diorama. And believe it or not, it was I think it was Universal Studios. Or I think was it Disney or Universal Studios? I think it was Universal Studios. If you guys ever been to Universal Studios in Florida, there's like this. Once you get inside the main gate, they've got this shop that's full of all kinds of Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Or right around from the Spider-Man ride.
Yeah, right around there by the Hulk ride and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So it was the diorama was in there in the shop, but they didn't want like a crazy price for it. It was like $800. And but it was just like the coolest thing. And that's kind of like when I first saw it. That was my first introduction to Sideshow. And of course I went and talked to the guys like, yo, where's this, because I like Wolverine obviously. And he was telling me about it, Sideshow. They had a couple other pieces there too, but that was like a big turn on. But I didn't really jump on it or think about too much of it. I just kept going on with life really, but it was pretty cool.
So what was your first Sideshow piece? Do you remember?
Sideshow piece.
You guys in the chat, let us know as well what your first encounter
the
was.
OG Batman.
Okay. The premium
OG
format,
Batman.
the full fabric suit. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, FBJ?
So for me, my first introduction to Sideshow was, I think it was 2011, New York Comic Con. I've been going there for, I think maybe like 12 plus years. I think last year was the only year I couldn't go because I was in the transition of moving, so I couldn't swing it to go to New York Comic Con. And I remember, so I mean, I was always collecting, you know what I'm saying? Like, pops and figures and like Hasbro, like I collect everything, right? Never had a statue though. So I went to Comic Con. I think this was my second year at New York Comic Con, and I was going there, me and a couple of my boys, college boys. So we went, and as we're looking around and stuff like that, I was like, what is this? This is before I even saw the name Sideshow. Like, I just went in this area, because I go to panels and stuff like that. That was me, panels, and watch the cosplay and, Artist Alley. I've always loved art. But I went in the area with all these like statues. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I was just like gawking at people. We're taking pictures with it together. And we're just looking at it. And I'm like in one area, and then we're like angling piece by piece and go to the next side. And I was just like losing my mind. And then I was like, who makes these? What is this? And then on the thing it said Sideshow. That I was like, wow. I was like, so y'all do, I'm new into it, so I didn't know like what they were about. I'm just asking random questions. And that's when I was first introduced to Sideshow. So from that moment on, 2011, 12, every time I went to your Comic Con, it's kind of like with the car show. If you go to car shows, like you have your specific car, brand that you want to go to, it's just like, man, I want to hit up the Jaguar first. So this for I always went to Sideshow. Let's hit them up first. Just go see what's going on out there. And I'm one of those people who, you know, like when we went after the pandemic, I'm just like, it burned my soul. I was like, I miss having these big statue companies here, man. And from then on, like now, the last couple of years, it hasn't hit the same. New York Comic Con, just going there, but that was my first experience. And I never had a Sideshow piece. I'm not a Sideshow broke boy, but yeah, it's that was my first experience, man. Yeah.
But that's it's crazy. But that's why, and I still say to this day, that's why the cons are so important, because you don't necessarily have everybody tuning into YouTube and watching Sideshow's promotional videos and so forth. So the amount of people that they can pick up just by foot traffic in those cons, and then there's nothing like seeing the pieces in person.
And it hits different, man. It hits.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it hits different for sure, seeing it.
Awesome. I'm going to get to some people in the chat before we move on. Jose saying, first Sideshow piece was the OG Thor and Cap. Wow. We're going way back there. We got Knight saying, other than Bowen's at a local comic shop, I never heard about Sideshow until I started YouTube and seeing all you guys. Awesome.
Yeah, you know, that's true. A lot of, even today, a lot of most comic shops, you walk into them, they don't have, at least around this area, they don't have Sideshow.
Nothing. Nope. It's not worth it for them to stock.
Yep, it's not.
If you ask them, they can get it for you.
Yeah.
But no, they won't. They won't do it like back in the day. No way.
Yeah, back in the day, comic dealers used to get the Sideshow discount. Now they don't get that discount anymore.
Well, I don't even see many Bowens out there either.
Unless they buy people's collections.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's nothing like Marvel. Well, I'll just speak for the local comic book shops in my area. It's relegated to like one little wall in the back now with like Marvel and DC stuff, and everything else in there is like manga. So you'll see, like back in the day, there was so much. Like I remember they used to have like the Batman black and white collection, like all over the place. It was just everything. Now you may see some anime pieces, and that's about it. And everything.
It was almost like walking into Sideshow's office and seeing the pieces. It was everywhere. I have some footage of the comic shop from 14 years ago. I found someone who posted on YouTube, and it was just wall to wall everything. But yeah, Alan saying the OG Superman premium format. That was the one that went with the Wonder Woman and Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Cypher, I've never had a Sideshow piece. My first one will be that Batwoman. Wow, congratulations.
Nice.
Good way to start a collection.
Ooh, nice.
What's going on, Vibranium Jim saying Sideshow and X-Force diorama.
Wow. That's a throwback.
We got the main man. What's the Spider-Man premium format?
Excellent.
Piece 51, the 2014 Godzilla from the first movie.
Oh, wow.
Travis went ahead and said mine was the brown suit Wolverine from 6 years ago. Sam says, I remember my first Hot Toy, but hard to remember my first piece from Sideshow. Maybe a Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, they had that huge setup. What's going on, Buck? Happy Monday, man. Mr. Popo says Hulk versus Wolverine and Thanos. And lastly, actually, no, we got Mr. Nice Guy. First Sideshow in hand was the Iron Spidey comic cat. That's a solid one. That's a solid piece. Figure Kong saying, my first one, quarter scale piece from Sideshow. The Hulk comic cat, the exclusive. Two solid ones from Bats in the Belfry. The Spider-Man comic cat and the Galactus bust. Two beautiful pieces. How about yourself, Vision?
My first piece from Sideshow was the Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, the one right here. But how I stumbled on it was there was a lightning bolt. How I stumbled on it was I was just searching the web like it was, and then you had those the videos to the right that give you suggestions. And my first piece I looked at was Jetwing. I was like, what is this? And I looked at it, right? And then I'm like, oh man, I'm amazed. And then I Googled it. And I was like, man, that'd be dope here. But I Googled it, I saw that price. And I was like, I am never in my life will ever spend that much money on that in my life. Right. So then I started seeing more videos from the same person. And then I saw I love Batman. I'm like, they have Batman? And it was this. So I Googled it again, and then Sideshow popped up. And it was a pre-order. And I'm thinking like, I gotta wait 4 months or 5 months because I guess the month time was like they'll be dropping. So then I kept Googling and trying to look at other sites. And then I found the comic book store that was like 40 minutes away from me. And it was the same retail price as Sideshow, but I don't have to pay for shipping. So it only had one. So I'm nervous. I'm up there like, okay, let me do it. Boom. I paid for it. I called them. They said I could come pick it up. Not knowing the size of these boxes. So I got my son in the car. I got my girl in the car, and we in her small car. You know, so I walk into the comic store, and they actually had other statues there. And I'm gonna lie though, I saw my first statue I seen like it was a Batman. It was a Sideshow Batman. I didn't like it. I was like, oh man, this is ugly. And it was a Miles Morales too. It was there. I didn't like how it looked. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I like this. I don't think I spent that much money. I think I spent $750, and the Miles Morales was like 1,000. I'm like, man, I might not like it, but I'm gonna just see when I get home and just see how I feel about it and stuff like that. So I put it in the car, probably scratched up a little thing of her car. She mad and stuff, and got it home. And wait till my daughter came, and we unboxed it, and then I'm like, wow, this is dope. And then I started looking at people's setups, and then I got me a garage shelf.
The fangs were in.
Yeah, the garage shelf, and then my second piece like T Studios, and then went downhill, and then Maestro, and then never say never, guys. I'm telling you now, I thought I would never spend that much money, and then man, it just now I look at it like it's nothing. It is what it is.
But just think of it, all from one little advertisement on a YouTube.
All from one little advertisement.
All
and then,
from
like,
one ad.
And the good thing about it though is now I am going to get the Jetwing, something I said I would never have. So it will be here one day, and I'm gonna really look at it like, damn, every piece, and like, because I never thought I would, like I said, spend that much money on a piece. But
Hey, Vision, when I was saying like when I put in the post, I started saying I would never spend this much money, and people should have their head examined that spend that much. And now I spend more than that on shipping. Not even the
exactly.
The shipping.
Yep.
It's so
crazy.
True, it's so
because even my girl, she walked in here, she said like, man, you got a problem. She's like, you got a problem. Then she just walked by, she's like, I can't believe it. But then like her family just came in, and they're Guatemalan, and they like to, I don't know, they just fizzle with their money and stuff like that. So they Tony walk in here, how much was it? I said, I don't know, what you think? 800? Okay. Thousands? Like, so they start counting, So like, man.
Yeah, as you say, hurry up with that inheritance.
Exactly. I know the dad was really counting, like, oh yeah, something happened to you, Brody. That TV is mine.
Yeah, that's awesome. But it's crazy to hear. So that advertising Sideshow pays for is well worth it.
Yeah, it was, man. Like I said though, because I remember when PS5 first came out, and I'm thinking like, damn, $550 for PS5, and that's something you play all the time in different games, and you know what I mean. People were like, that's too much money. They should be like this. But like, if I tell my friends like, oh, I spent $3K on a Justice Buster, they're like, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Like, what does it do? It lights up a little bit, like, but it makes me happy. It's like buying a girl a purse. I look at it as like buying a girl a purse. It makes her happy. It just makes me happy. This is my purse.
All that matters. Yeah. Shiny Suit, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. Saying his first piece was the X-23 versus Deathstrike diorama. Back Kid saying his first piece was the Brahm Gazelle statue, 1999.
It's crazy. That's an old one. I think that's Tim Bruckner.
Figure Kong says, what messed my head up was my first convention in 2021 when a gentleman was selling a bunch of Sideshow pieces, and from then on I said, oh man, I'm in trouble. Rashid, what's going on? Happy Monday, brother.
Hey, what's up, man? What's
Hope all is well. Buck.
Yeah.
What's going on, Buck?
I'm good. What's up?
Nothing much, man. When was your first... we're celebrating 30 years of Sideshow, trying to get a little bit of a history... going back in time, though, not thinking about today. We're going back in time to kind of appreciate where, a lot of people started and where Sideshow started. So what was your first introduction to Sideshow?
It was on Big Bad Toy Store. I was trying to buy like some DC Direct statues on there. Okay. And then I was just scrolling through some of the sales they had, and then I saw XM Catwoman, the Samurai Catwoman on bike. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, they make things that are this big? it just was like a whole new world. I didn't even know stuff like that existed for consumers, right?
Same thing with grocery to
And
me.
exactly. And it led me down the rabbit hole. I started searching for Spider-Man stuff like that, and then I saw on the Sideshow website it was their first Miles Morales when Susan was still working there. It was up for pre-order, the one on the Venom, and I pre-ordered it, and that was the very first statue I ever like pre-ordered. But the first one after that I had the bug, and I couldn't wait for that to come in before I actually got a quarter scale. So I bought on the aftermarket the Black Cat premium format, the one they did before the
Okay.
one when they still had the Goblin and other like the previous Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that one. That was my first Sideshow piece in hand, and ever
And
since
you just
then
fell
it's
in love
been
with
like,
it.
yeah, I'm like, these things are amazing. They're so huge. And I thought, okay, well, after I get Miles, I'll stop. I can never get a piece this expensive or this big again. Oh wow, I can't believe I paid $500 and some for like something I put on a shelf. Yeah.
That
No.
disappears real quick. That
Yeah, it
thought
does.
process. Awesome. Um, who do we have here? We have Beast51 says, John, we need a show about all the flack we get from people who don't understand why we collect these expensive pieces, the shamers. That'd be good. I'll do that, Beast. Get that set up. Jesse says, first 6 scale was Sideshow Deadpool. First PF was the OG Black Canary. And first art print from Sideshow accompanying Art Germ Black Canary print. Back when prints were hand signed by the artists. Awesome. And then Cypher saying, I see extra expenses differently now because of statues. 1,500, ouch. That's nothing. It's a 1/4 statue. How about yourself, Rashid? Where was your first exposure, first piece to Sideshow?
I went to Forbidden Planet in Manhattan, and they had that life size Predator bus,
Oh, awesome. Okay.
and I wanted it bad, so I bought it. Drove to. I had to drop my boy off at Harlem first, so put it in the seat belt, and I drove it home, and that was it.
You still have it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's going way back, too.
Yeah, because I was always a Predator fan, the first one, so that's why I always loved that piece.
You were at Forbidden Planet every weekend after that.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff that was worth money from Forbidden Planet.
Oh yeah. That's how I started too. Was at the comic shop. I didn't start by buying at from Sideshow site. It was the comic shop.
But that's what they depended on in the beginning.
Precisely.
They were giving all the comic book stores discounts in the beginning, and then as they got bigger, they actually decreased, and they didn't need the stores anymore because their website spoke for itself. So then now you go to comic book stores, you may see a statue here or there, but they don't need the comic book stores anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah. What's going on, Thomas? Good to see you, buddy. Happy Monday. Yeah, precisely. I'll show you mine. I actually found a YouTube video. My experience was it was my local comic shop here. It was 2009, 2008, 2009, I think. And I walked into the shop and it was like, wow, this was what the shop looked like. I'll pull it up. And you see these just flabbergasted how it looks. So this guy here, Night Slade, 2007, he put this video up 14 years ago.
Huh.
And this is exactly how the shop was. You would walk in and it was stuff from side to side.
Wow.
You usually keep the hot toys up here at the front. I can fast forward a little because these are more like the action figures and stuff. But loaded with stuff. And then you'd move in a little bit more into the shop. There you go. There are your figures, the higher end figures at the time. G.I. Joes. Let me get to the statue part. These were the Sideshow figures right here, up above. The first figures they did.
The Lord of the Rings.
The older one, Lord of the Rings, Terminator. They did the X-Files, a whole bunch of them. And then I think this was the Sideshow collaboration with Weta, no?
Yes.
Back in the day, yeah. So they had
the quality now is way different.
Holy mac, man. They had everything. Just
like, how much was those? Like $200 back then, or was it like still like 400, 500?
No, it wasn't that high. It was a lot cheaper.
Like 200, 150.
Yeah, but back then I was like 16, 17 years old, so
yeah,
that was a lot, right? Yeah, that was a lot of money back then. It's all Lord of the Rings. There's a Sideshow Gandalf.
So are these hard to find now?
Not all of them.
Shrek.
That's right.
The boss.
Shrek is hard to find.
Let's keep on going quick. Tons of comics, omnibuses.
Look at the fashion back then. Look at the guy dressed.
Oh yeah, man. There's a Hot Toys Bat Pod. Holy mac, man.
Oh wow.
We're going way back here. This was 14 years ago. This feels like it was yesterday. And then this is the back wall. And I think that's the actual Leonidas that I bought.
With the Sideshow one?
The Sideshow one. I think that's the one I bought. The one from this video. Because they only had one. What was the price? Hold on, let's see.
Spot on.
$3.99, man. Hellboy
You
Plus.
like the oiled up.
This is from the commercial that we saw in the beginning. The Namor, $364. The prices were crazy. And then the back wall. So the shop, it's not in the same spot, and it's like everybody says, it's not like this anymore. It's all just comics. There's no more statues. Oh, and then the lore here was
crazy.
just like
This setup
bones.
is almost similar to Midtown Comics in Manhattan, like the same glass.
Yeah, that's
they
what I was
have
like.
the statues on top. It's nice.
And make a poison ivy.
Different times, then.
And I think it helped when you see the actual statue in person when you go to these comic book stores, because that made you decide whether you wanted it.
They go to Bowen pieces.
100%.
Yeah. But now,
ones, yep.
Midtown still carries statues like this, though. So.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
They're one of the rare stores that do still carry statues like that.
That's why I saw the Batman Catwoman Dio they just released.
A lot of statues.
That looks really good in person.
Imagine that at XM Studios, like you can walk into in your city, like, and you can walk and see everything. Like, poof. A lot of people be single, because for sure, like, oh man, be like, oh, I'm fiending for that. Only got 10 in stock, like shoes. You'll be trying to get there 1st, wind up. You got tennis shoes.
Sideshow rocks 14 years ago.
Yeah, there was a time where Sideshow their exclusive sold out first, in a matter of like a few weeks.
Yeah, but they don't give the shops no discount anymore.
No, shops they used to get like 30-35%, and then they lowered it to 25, unless you were grandfathered in, and then eventually they just did away with it altogether.
What's going on, King Dingling? Says, God, I remember those Highlander figures. Yeah, that's Michael. What's going on? Yeah, and that was it. And I saw the Sideshow comicette, the Mary Jane, where she's doing Spider-Man's laundry, and that was it. I was bitten by the bug.
And you know that there was a controversy with that little piece too.
I know.
And a lot of that was considered like a very rare piece that they was doing. You know.
Yep.
But
that
I don't
that
know.
whole
Things are not
that,
unique no more. So.
No. Not like back in the day where things would sell out, and then that was like, that was it. My brain and Jim saying, "Damn, that Namor is old school." Oh yeah.
Mine.
Sam saying, after thinking about it, my first piece was Rooster Cogburn, John Wayne, premium format. Still have it. Oh man, awesome. Beast 51 saying there's a place near Kissimmee, Florida that still has a lot of high-end statues called Past, Present, Future. Awesome.
There's another one if he's in Florida, near somewhere in Orlando called Acme Superstore. It's like a big, huge comic place that
That's
has.
not that father and son store, is it? No, right?
No. Frank and Sons is in Cali.
Okay.
What do you take? Do you take proactive to?
What?
Sorry.
Jesus, man. Can we just tonight without the corny
Okay.
Yeah, the damn dad jokes.
Can you give
You
us
said acne, right? So we'll take proactive.
Acme, like what the Wile E. Coyote used to get from.
I know.
But the thing is, you can get a lot of the throwback toys from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Tonight, John, just for tonight.
Yep.
They still have
John can never help
Kennedy?
himself. What'd you say, John?
They still have Kennedy?
Yeah, they're still around. They sell statues, comics. But I mean, if you want old Sideshow stuff, they got it. You want Bowen, they got it. You want Star Wars toys still in the package from the 70s, they got it. So whenever I'm in Florida, I always try to just drop off there and see what they got.
I left you for last because you shared some pictures. I put up a post.
Oh God, I'm so old.
I know.
Didn't know that was awesome.
Here's my Sleep is the Week mug from 2011.
So I said, let's share the photos.
Got my Sideshow hat, Sideshow jacket.
Damn, man.
Yeah, wow. I'll show it. I put up the post in the Everyday Collector group. Let's go down memory lane, and some people respond. I'm going to kickstart it with Mr. Kennedy, though.
Yeah, I dropped some real good old ones.
Where is it?
You still have them, or they were just?
I had them.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's kick it off here. Oh, I have a guy selling this locally. The Ghost Rider on Throne. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was the exclusive with the swap out crown.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I never even saw this.
And this is before people started going crazy with the whole throne pieces too.
Yeah.
So the original, huh?
Yeah.
Do you know what year this came out?
Wow, that's an oldie. 09?
Back in my day.
I wonder how much that costs now. That looks nice.
That's the old West Ghost Rider from the movie Ghost Rider. I think that was 07, 08. The exclusive was the flames on the base.
And it light up too, right? It lit up?
No, it didn't light up. No. It was just a maquette.
Okay.
That's badass.
Do you still have any of these, Kennedy?
No, when I broke up with my big ex, forgot about it. I was in debt and I had to sell off a lot of pieces. I used to have that, or the Ghost Rider. Had that one. It kills me because I that one rarely pops up.
I haven't even seen these at the market.
And I had that Spider-Man Venom Dio exclusive.
I
Dio.
remember seeing this. Yeah.
That was a badass piece. And that was the exclusive, the unmasked.
Oh man,
that's wild.
And mind you, that Dio was
John,
like 150 when it first dropped. Now you get a Dio now. What is it like?
As
5?
you're showing these pieces,
yeah.
You know, it reminds me, man, that like sometimes we got to just go look back, man, because sometimes we're just like so used to looking at new stuff, and you don't you know what? Let's look back, see what came out.
That's the whole purpose of this stream, to be honest, was to just appreciate, kind of go back and see where it all started.
Yeah, my best friend Eric still has this piece with the swap out Sue Storm.
Yeah,
still
good
badass
memories there.
piece.
What was your? Do you remember what your first Sideshow piece was?
The first piece was the Spider-Man Venom Dio.
Okay,
that was the first.
Awesome. That's crazy.
And again, it was like 1/5 scale, so it didn't take up a lot of space.
I'll kickstart it from the top. Let me just go through some comments here. Who else do we have? Jesse saying, my first interest in Sideshow PFs was when I saw my LCS had OG Wonder Woman in shop. I intended to buy it. A few weeks later, sadly, a customer's kid broke in the shop. Oh, wow. Broke it in the shop. That's wild.
Yeah, see?
Figure Kong says, yes, the Johnny Blaze. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much 0. That's the other show. Oh, okay. It changes every week. 0. It changes every week.
And I'm the OG bottom feeder then? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Bottom feeder 0.
Evan shared this. Mine is before I had internet. I bought Sideshow Dracula from Suncoast Video at the mall.
Wow.
Suncoast.
I love Suncoast, man.
Holy shit.
That was my store. It's me, Evan. That was my store.
That's where I used to get my anime DVDs and VHSs at.
There's a Sideshow sticker. That's wild.
The old logo.
Yeah.
He still has it too.
Of course, Evan got it. He's a real
Yeah,
anime guy. He's a real collector. He's everything.
When did Dracula become an anime character?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
boy.
He has anime. He has Hulk. He has
I guess
DC.
truth is
He's
malleable.
He's a true king of the nerds. Where
Well,
you're
but
just a peasant.
Dracula was in Vampire Hunter D, so technically the character is crossed into anime.
Not that. That was a specific.
It wasn't that
that was a
Dracula, but you
specific,
just said when Dracula.
I mean that one. I could have said the actor's name.
You didn't say that, so
Bela Lugosi.
and
Yeah.
Court, you lost.
Well, can we all agree we have to wait for Slifer to be here since he is the anime king?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
There's so many. There's so many kings in this game.
There's one true king, though. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
And Buck is
You gotta
just a
answer the
jester.
cipher.
And
Matt,
Buck is
what do
just
we
a
get
jester.
ourselves into, man?
Today, Mr. Kennedy calls Evan the king. Tomorrow, he calls Slifer. Whose cock's gonna be in his mouth?
The only thing that's consistent.
Okay. Zip. Dennis, the anime. This is why we don't talk anime, because it's just hot air everywhere. Dennis shared the Hulk, classic Hulk and Abomination.
Still a beautiful Hulk.
He says, these were my earliest pieces. Bowen was the only contender in the mix at the time. So when the quarter scale hit the market, everyone basically shit themselves.
Mhm.
Even though Venom is more 5th scale, he still holds up today, in my opinion. He shared another photo where he has the... we shared it somewhere. The Venom comic-cat. Where did they put it? I saw it.
Probably further down.
It's down. Piggy shared these. First two pieces. Well, Piggy, you're here. This is the
Yeah, that's the Skeletor. That before that, I thought people were insane paying $300-400, and then
Yeah.
I finally got the Skeletor, and then that Alice. That's one of my sister and myself's favorite books and characters from like pop culture. So it was given to me as a gift by my ex. So I got them both like around.
You kept it? I can't believe you.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. That's it.
Give me this. And you have it right next to your bed, like every time your girl get mad. You just tap it.
Well, that one had the lights that work.
Kelvin
street
shared
lights came on.
his. Yeah, my first says this is another classic. Hulk versus Spidey.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you rarely see these come up.
Is that Superman Hush in the back?
Let's take a look.
Oh no.
I love that Hulk versus Spidey.
Could be.
I don't think
It looks
so.
like it is. It looks like it is.
That still holds up, man. That's a good.
100%. I agree. Yep.
Oh,
And
man,
it's
that's
tough
nice.
to find one. It's tough to find one complete because there was a lot of breakages with the fingers, Spidey's fingers.
Oh wow.
What you were saying, Vision?
I said that looks nice. I like that. You know.
Yeah. Jimmy and his
Oh,
Black
I
Panther
forgot about this piece.
says I got it in the hobby a little bit later, but I definitely have bought older Sideshow pieces like the OG Black Panther. I even had the old Punisher premium format that was on the skull base. I love a lot of the older PFs, like I'm currently looking at buying the Doctor Doom premium format. Something about it that I just love. Maybe of how comic book accurate they were back in the day. I don't know. That's a nice piece. Man, memory lane, guys. Memory
That's
lane.
nice.
Who else is here? We got G Vega sharing. In 2016, I decided to go from small scale Kotobukiya statues to quarter scale for select few pictures. My first Sideshow piece I put money towards was a pre-order for the Dark Phoenix premium format. Impatience got the best of me, and I ordered the Arkham Batman PF off eBay in the meanwhile, making it my first Sideshow statue. Nice. The fact that it's Batman just adds that cherry on the cake. That was followed by a pre-order for the Wolverine and Hulk maquette. another solid release, which released before Dark Phoenix, becoming the first statue pre-order I ever received. Obviously, after that, I responsibly only ordered a few more statues over the years before calling it quits.
That Wolverine and Hulk, I was eyeing for like 5 years. So like every time I look at it, I'm like, yeah, man, I should get it. Pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I just never did. I love this.
Can you see that piece right above Batman's head, the Arkham Batman's head?
Yeah, it's Vagina.
You're good, John.
When I first got that Hulk versus Wolverine, that was like I was obsessed with that statue. I was like, this is the dopest statue I'm ever gonna get. It was just it was top notch. It still is. It still holds up.
Mr. Books shared this one. This was the Thanos on Throne before there was a Thanos on Throne. Sold out immediately, was a record-breaking price for the time. It was my first Sideshow purchase. I remember seeing it on forums, Sideshow Freaks, no social media then really. I remember this piece coming out too. An absolute beast. And it's crazy to see how the times where we've come today and how intricate the Transformer pieces are today.
Agreed.
Thanks for sharing, Mark. Who else we have? We got Ivan. Hope you're doing well, Ivan. My first two Sideshow pieces, they still pair well together to this day. The Avengers Assemble. So you got Hulk I think it was a tag team with Legacy Effects, if I can remember, the Ruffalo Hulk, and the Iron Man Mark III. This was a really nice piece too. Thanks for sharing, brother. Kenneth says, it's the statue that started my Polystone journey, a Christmas gift from my wonderful wife in 2015. I started out slow, purchasing Sideshow Scar Hulk, then the Daniel Bell Gladiator Hulk, in spite of all the criticism, you savage, / bottom feeders, that Sideshow gets. I've always been a big fan. I've had their pieces all throughout my collection now. They put out great pieces at great prices. What's not to like?
There's one piece I need in my collection, man. It's a Godzilla. I love Godzilla. Love.
Really in right now. Chris shared this post. This was the beginning of my first statue room at my other house. You can see I started with Hot Toys.
I see that Colossus PF
right here. Yep.
In the sidewalk.
I'm gonna be honest. Seeing those statues scare me on the D-top. Looking at it, I was like, I'm so nervous.
That's crazy, yeah.
Oh, Mumra and
PCS Lionel.
Like, oh
yeah.
gosh.
That Lionel is heavy as hell. I'm surprised he put it up that high like that, bro.
That's before Detolf started exploding.
But it's class.
I got that Hulkbuster too. Oh, the two up here are solid as well. The Iron Man and War Machine. I had those too. Those are really good.
The speeder bike Sideshow was a high.
Yeah.
That came out years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
That Iron Man with the American flag PF.
Yep.
With swap out portrait.
You see the Hulk versus Spider-Man?
Hulk versus Spider-Man. Yep. This is history, man. Who else we have? Thanks for sharing, Chris. Christian shared this here. The legendary scale bus, half scale. These are half scale. And he went on to say, and I sold him a few of them. Love those legendary scale bus. Thanks to Jonathan for helping me with those. I first saw them from a local collector collection. So freaking cool. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Christian. This is the Venom Dennis was talking about, the comic cat.
Yep.
Got that piece.
Solid piece. And I don't think I missed anybody. I think I got everybody. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. There was one more person that I will... This is from Alex. My first My first Sideshow order was Tweeterhead Starfire.
Nice.
Congrats, man. And then he went on to say, my first PF, and she still holds up to me today.
Yes.
She would have been better fully sculpted, but thankfully the material does not take too much from this piece and no signs of deterioration.
You know, this was a great piece. I think, you tell me, do you guys remember, as soon as they started making variants of this piece, I think that's when I saw a lot of variants. That's when I saw the beginning of the variants. You know, they started doing like different colors, they crimson, and then they did her in the blue version, I think.
Yeah.
And then they did her in the red version. So.
Thanks for sharing, Alex. Let me see any comments in the chat. Where did I leave off?
Piggy, do you have the Pop Culture Shock Mummer also?
No, because I didn't have room for him where I put the Lionel. The Lionel was like the last piece to go up there, so
Lionel's getting hard to find. I see the Pop Culture. I didn't know that. Wow.
Just a bum. What's going on, brother? My first interest in Sideshow when it was my first time at a Comic-Con, and they showed off the Apocalypse and Gladiator Hulk. Both were impressive when I saw those way back in the day. Yeah. What's going on, Steve?
And if anybody wants to take their trips down memory lane, you can get these books over at Sideshow, the Capturing Archetypes.
Let's see, hold on.
They have 4 volumes in it.
How many you got, Kennedy?
I got all 4 volumes.
Oh, okay.
And when you go through them, it shows. Well, this one started in 2014, so
they have
pretty
all
much like.
Or this?
Yeah, they have all 4 books, as well as the ones for the art prints. There's 2 volumes for the art prints.
Awesome.
It's been a while, but like, see, Gollum.
Oh wow.
Gollum.
Oh man, the Natiri.
Let me get closer to that one. Sheesh.
I love that.
I remember that went for a lot of money, that Natiri.
I want that Natiri still.
Shakti.
Shakti.
Is there any text in that book?
No, just the pictures.
They have this for sale, this book still?
Yeah, they have all 4 books should be still on their site, yeah. And they offer free shipping, I think, lately for the books.
Oh wow.
You should get paid for it. Scarlet Witch and Vision premium formats.
That scar was always a dope piece.
This one was a dope Psylocke.
Yeah, I got that piece.
What's going on, Keesus? Wow, that's awesome.
I never saw this book, Kennedy. That's dope.
Hook.
I never saw this.
Sideshow fine art print, right?
Yeah, Capturing Archetypes, and then they have the fine art prints. So there's 4 volumes of the archetypes, and 2 of the.
The Star Wars book is good. The Hot.
Do you have that hat near you? That hat and jacket? I was gonna big screen you before you took it off.
I was getting hot in that bitch.
I know. That's the old school one, right? Oh yeah.
No. These are the ones that just came out.
Oh,
Coffee mug is old, from 2011. Back when they used to give Spooktacular kits.
Okay.
So every month every Spooktacular they would give you a box, which you had to buy, and it had like
I remember the kid.
Figure, and it had like $10 or $20 to spend at Sideshow. Those were dope back.
So just so we don't go too late.
I got those. Then I got the Art of Star Wars by Sideshow, the Art of DC, which focuses more on their DC line. Those are also excellent books to have too. So it's like, hey, I don't own them, but I do remember when they first dropped.
And they're not that expensive too. They don't sell.
No.
Some won't sell them.
Yeah, some of them are on sale, and then they're also tossed into free shipping. So it's like, hey.
You tell me if any of you guys remember this. This was Sideshow's 2009. They first showed off that half-scale Iron Man. Before the Queens and all that crap we see today. Look at this.
Sideshow Collectibles is proud to
remember this guy?
Oh my god!
They were the guys that were
this guy was the best.
creating the armor.
This guy was the best.
Oh, you
gotta
pick
maquette
up.
of Iron Man that was used for them to figure out the scale of how big Iron Man would be compared to other characters like the Ironmonger, as well as human beings. This piece was completely created by Legacy Effects, and it'll come as seen here with the light-up chest and the light-up eyes. From Legacy Effects,
remember
we
these
have
busts?
2 more Iron Man 1-to-1 scale busts from the movie Iron Man. The first one is the Mark II. Now, the Mark II, as you can see all these ribbon holes, was the piece that was done.
Sideshow
just
went to the
before he
con.
finished his final armor, which was the Mark III.
They had one of their
Mark III we already put out.
specialists
We're also doing the Mark III battle damage.
explain the
This is
pieces,
how his
do it
armor
well,
was scarred up after the battle in
uninterrupted.
What
This
we've
is what
got
we
here
need.
is a T600 from Terminator Salvation. Now this piece here is made from a company named Muckle, which Sideshow Collectibles is
Wow,
proud to
Muckle
say
Mannequins
is one of our
from
newest
Germany,
distribution
yeah.
partners.
Holy shit.
It shows the
2009.
T600
Never came out-
after
it
he's
never
been
came
beat
out
up
with
a
this
lot.
stuff.
You can see the pieces of the robot through the rubber skin here, which is fiberglass, and then you can see like the detail from the
Muckle is
costuming,
expensive.
as well as a
That was the
feed
shit.
chute that goes down to his machine gun here. And there's also electronic features inside it that light the eyes up as well as the base.
This is just a little bit of a taste of what. But don't you like? That's why when we say, "Oh, the good old days" and stuff, like they like went full stop. That guy was my favorite. He would go just like this to all the cons. The con was the biggest thing, but we didn't have YouTube to get excited. We couldn't do watch parties, right? We would be at the forums, Statue Forum and Sideshow Freaks. It was called at the time. That's where we would hang out and look at the pictures and stuff. But here's some of their older
John,
videos.
look up. Can you look up Sideshow Thanos?
Thanos on throw. Yeah, I could do that for sure. Does anybody remember this guy P2 Vision?
Yeah,
Oh,
that dude was annoying at times.
That guy, that was my first YouTuber. Was P2 Vision, man?
Yeah, he was one of the first YouTubers though.
He was the first. He was the
he was
first person I
annoying,
ever
though.
watched on
His-
YouTube.
Yeah, he was annoying. He had every he
Hi,
went
Papa.
around, but he had everything. Yeah, it was just like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Yeah, he was annoying, bro.
We all
But he
knew
was
him.
one.
That's
Right
cool.
though, he was one of the first YouTubers though.
100%. He would go to the cons and do the coverage.
Is he out the game, or he's still doing his thing?
Who
Yeah,
knows?
no, he's out there.
When I got on social media,
No,
I
he's
started
still
blocking
doing
him.
toys because I looked him up one time.
Small
like 2
stuff
years-
with his son.
Yeah, small stuff though. No major. Is this the
Look at
Sideshow?
Marvel, 2009, man. Look at the Comic Cat
Continuing in our
line.
line of Comic Cats from Marvel
Jesus.
Comics, we've got 5 pieces here this weekend
Wow.
from 2 different
That's-
artists.
that
The
Scarlet
first one
Witch
is Mark
is
Brooks.
awesome.
Now, Mark worked on the Dagger piece with us.
I
and
like-
we're
I have
so
the
happy to
She-Hulk.
show for the first time
I
our
want that
Scarlet Witch
Mystique.
Comic Cat.
Always
These
loved that
pieces are great.
Mystique.
We're looking to do more stuff with Mark. Also, we've been working with Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes has done quite a few of these Comic Cats with
Yeah,
us to
man.
date. And to continue it, we have the She-Hulk here. Then we have the Black Queen, Jean Grey from the X-Men. And the newest one, which turned out really, really
Yeah,
beautiful,
she's beautiful.
is Mystique.
It's a nice lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, people try to complain that the blue is too dark. I love
I
it.
want him to see the hold on,
Thanos.
John. Yeah, look up this. Put Thanos in.
I'll do it. I'll do it as the last video. I'm just gonna
Rich
go
Farm
here slowly.
remembers.
I remember they used to be at New York Comic Con. They would give out the $20 gift cards
Nah,
to
I don't remember
everybody.
that shit.
But they back then, when New York Comic Con first started, Sideshow had a small footprint.
Hot Toys, man. Look, when he met up with Hot Toys, would go and do the collaboration. They'd have their setup. Oh man, that would be the best.
Hey, I remember when they used to ship your boxes to your house and it would be a $20 coupon off your next statue. Those were the best days.
I could take it better. Towards the end of the year, when you got your stuff, before the Capturing Archetype book that I showed you, they used to give you an actual different type of hardcover book that would take up to like 10 or 12 volumes. And it used to be just a historical thing.
Hold up, that's Howard Chan?
Howard Chan, man. 2009.
What?
These Mars Attacks figures are crispy.
Before he switched up on us.
Crispy. This was Hot Toys. This was Hot Toys. Not the shit you see today. That's not Hot Toys. This.
Dude,
is Hot
Howard
Toys.
Chan don't even get off the plane, man. I didn't even know he came out.
Yeah.
Those up figures, are they also Hot Toys?
The smaller ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These.
Yeah.
Oh, those actually look pretty good. Those look really cool.
Man, these Mars Attacks figures, I still remember.
Those Mars Attacks are dope, man.
These are epic.
They're great. They still hold up, man.
Oh yeah. Tough to find and very racy.
Yeah, and you notice they've never remade them or anything.
Exactly. That's what I say. This was Hot Toys that I grew up with.
That's when they were trying to
Those
make
are-
a name for themselves and get a
Of
stab.
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Seems very
Freaking
rose
epic.
tinted.
What'd you
I
say,
don't know if
Bob?
there's anything else. I'll pull up the panels. But
That seems very rose tinted.
what do you mean?
Like nostalgia.
Oh.
Lots of nostalgia.
Oh yeah, tons of nostalgia.
The Cloak and Dagger.
That cloak, that dagger one was dope. That time.
Which one?
The Adam Hughes dagger. She
Oh,
was
the
holding up
turtles.
Hulk. It was with the She-Hulk and the that one, yeah.
Oh yeah. With the She-Hulk, yeah. That we showed. This Punisher, Olivetti Punisher.
That still holds up too. Had that piece. I even had them inside the
I
base.
still think that's one of the best Punishers.
Yes, it
I
is.
agree completely. Yeah.
Marvel Comics, our next comic head, the Punisher.
I wonder where this guy went, man. He was
For this
great.
piece, Sideshow
He's still
Collectibles
doing
is
art. He
working
does a
with
lot
comic
of
book
commissions
artist
on
Ariel
Instagram now.
His artwork
Is he?
was prominent on both
Yeah.
the covers and interior for the
He does-
And
Punisher after the
he
Civil
teaches a
War.
lot of the modern artists
Great
you
thing
see
about
today.
Ariel
They
Olivetti's
learn from
artwork
him.
is that he has a really
Yeah, because look, he goes into
One
in
lens.
depth describing
It
the
isn't
statue.
as much pen and ink and dark lines as it is shapes and paint. And the
I
cool
missed
thing about
that.
it is we've actually tried to translate that in this
They
statue.
need that back.
You can see the paint job
Exactly.
has more of a painted feel. It's not just solid colors. The sculpture
Yeah.
of this piece mimics the comic book art greatly.
Like you learned a
Ariel
lesson
Olivetti's
with the
style.
description, and it made you want
100%.
more.
Characters are very
Yep.
large,
You learned about the
extremely
artist?
muscular, and very stylized and detailed. The
The
He
detail,
has
design
guns, all the
style.
empty shells.
skin detail. I can
Yep.
actually see the pores.
Do you guys prefer his type of format or what we've been getting?
No.
I prefer his
100% his format.
Yeah, see how he's calm and relaxed and descriptive?
Yeah.
You don't have to be outrageous about it.
Right.
Yeah, like
No
you're
kids
excited
That's
all
what I'm
day.
saying. Yeah, don't talk to me like a child. Talk to me like that
You know-
guy was.
Yeah.
That's how it's.
You don't like the Crazy Eddie? You like the Crazy
No, I
Eddie?
don't.
Insane.
I don't care for the.
I remember the times when people could sit still,
Who is it? The
not move around.
Well, I did like when he put that
Here we go, but here
when
we
he put
go.
that Justice Buck
Highlander
for
can be a
50%
little,
off.
you
I
know,
did like that
can be a
too.
little too much and overbearing sometimes. It's like
Eddie was my guy that day.
They did commercials. They did. Yeah, they were. I don't know, man. That's why I'm a savage when it comes to like hot toys and Sideshow. I'm a savage because I grew up in this time of collecting, and you got people who are coming into this hobby now and seeing it and are excited. Okay, but from where they were to where they can be now, yeah, and they're getting back there now with the whole. I think the whole Daniel Bell push. They're kind of going back to it. That's his name, Clotter Buck.
You asking
Sounds
me?
familiar.
I don't know
Yeah.
that guy.
That's familiar.
Oh,
So how you was talking about him then? Just
I
now?
know.
Me? I said back in my day, I was making a joke.
He's being ageist.
Rashid, this is the one, Rashid, right here.
13 years ago.
13 years ago, man. I would buy this still today.
I wasn't even born. I'm kidding.
Huh.
13 years ago when he got 19 likes. Go like it, John. Make it 20.
You're not serious.
Oh, wow.
set off on this adventure to create a Natiri piece.
That's
this
why I
guy's
wanted to
still
do this
over-
video.
Character of the film.
He's still
I've been meaning-
at Sideshow.
At Sideshow. I've been meaning to do this video.
Where do you
This
find
history.
this piece at? I don't even
You
remember
can't
they
find
were
this
selling
piece.
that piece. Yeah.
This Natiri half scale, I want her.
Of course, any chance we have to work with regular jump output.
Clean Studios will do it.
But do you see these back inside looks? Where you speak to the artist, you're getting back there. See, like I said, now with Daniel Bell, they're pushing that again, which is great because that video he did where he's showing it, doing
The
that,
only
they're starting
thing,
that, and I hope they continue.
they had multiple artists. They, so I don't know if one artist gonna be able to bring it back.
If it's a start though, man. It's a start.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Sideshow back in the day. There's so much more. Please, guys, if you haven't, go here, sideshow.com, not sideshow.com, YouTube, look up Sideshow and just go to videos and click in here the oldest and look at their old videos and have some fun because so much history here.
I think you have to have a connection to the past to appreciate it.
Could be.
Like,
could be.
yeah.
Yeah. I hate to agree with this idiot, but yeah.
You know the funny thing, Rashid, you agree with me a lot, and you always say
Actually,
that
I
phrase.
don't. No, I do not.
And you always
No, I do
say
not.
that
No,
phrase.
I do not.
We're gonna
What
start
that turtle?
keeping
What
a
that
counter.
turtle, John?
We're gonna start doing a counter
Ralph.
so that
Ew.
we can catch you every time you say that.
Ew.
Remember the
Ralph,
saber
Ralph.
tooth? Remember the
Nice
saber
slap.
tooth?
Yo.
Full,
Yes.
full PF. The
Did you say
the
ew?
pajama saber tooth.
Mhm.
You don't like that Sabretooth, huh?
I feel like Buck's trying to pull a single white female on Rashid. He's getting all creepy and shit.
You got an old person joke as well?
No,
Come on,
it's a
Buck.
movie, man.
He knows what it is. Stop it, Buck.
Nah, like he don't. He hasn't been around, man. He's still way behind his ears.
I still got a couple years on me, Rashid.
Wet behind his ears, man.
I can still look to the future, and there's more time in front of me than behind.
Are you gonna have more
Thanos
girls in the
and
future?
Thanos and Death.
Not like when we just got out of high school.
Oh, the Thanos and Death.
Yeah, go to Thanos and Death.
That's the.
They gotta bring this
That's
guy
the
back.
first. This is Sideshow's first Thanos.
Yep.
The Death came out hot.
How many years ago was
Two
this?
likes.
Yeah.
13 years ago.
13 years ago.
This piece was
That's
we designed
awesome.
this years ago, and it's funny because we've distinguished our Marvel lines with the Comic Cat series, and then with the Diorama series. And this technically is around our Comic Cat scale, but there's 2 characters in it, so that way
it's a great piece.
it now becomes a diorama. But it was kind of one of those things where if we were going to do Thanos, we kind of had to do Death, because pretty much his entire existence in the Marvel universe.
I didn't like the way
has been
Thanos
about
chest
making
came out.
her happy, or trying to make her happy, specifically in
It's like every man in real
the
life trying to
Infinity
make the way
Gauntlet
that-
storyline, where
Yeah,
Thanos
it's
got
like-
his
no,
hand on
chest
the
looked caved
Infinity
in,
Gauntlet
though.
there with the Infinity
Nah, I think he was scope. I think the face could have been a little bit better.
warped
But
reality, and he built the giant cathedral.
still
For
don't
its time though,
Yeah.
the way she keys in,
pieces of her
Yeah.
human face and then the
Fuck,
skull
man.
face, which actually the skull face for this piece.
She by herself goes for crazy money
we
on,
got that
on,
idea
on
'cause if you
secondary.
look at
I
the
haven't even
giant
seen.
throne
I
thing
haven't even
built in
seen them.
outer space,
But it comes
on
together
one
in,
side of it
as a
is
set.
her face
Yeah.
with the hood, and then on the other
This
side
is
it's
where I
the
feel
hood,
they
and on the other
got
side it's a skull.
a lot of the
So sometimes it switches back and forth.
inspiration for like how you
So we
do
thought that'd be a great idea for the
Maestro,
exclusive.
how they have all the
And
Check the
Oh,
trophy.
of
when he
course.
battles,
Look.
Thanos
So-
pretty
Right
much
there,
laid
yeah.
waste to everybody. So we tried to give it that idea of both the temple with the
That
rock
shield
step
used to
kind of
crack
step,
all the time.
and also the key items.
That's
that
that's
you
the
know
thing,
of
guys.
from other-
That's the thing, right? So, Sideshow was ahead of its time back in the day. There wasn't
that
really
was-
much competition, right? There
Other
wasn't
than
much competition.
Bowen, that piece was bigger than the Bowen, so that was like everybody was grabbing for that piece. Besides,
Yeah, so their competition was Bowen, and they
Not even because
improved.
towards the end of Bowen's last phase, his stuff was being sold.
They started distributing
on Sideshow.
yeah,
Started
through
popping up on
Sideshow.
Sideshow.
Right.
Through
This-
at the
that
tail
guy-
end.
Go to
Yeah,
Aura
narrating
Sing.
the
Go back up
videos.
to Aura Sing for a minute.
Where'd you see it?
To the left. It's all the way to the left. Go up. Keep going. You may have went too far down. I think.
There.
Right there. See how old the piece is?
Or King.
13.
This is when Sideshow was doing characters that wasn't even
In
known
the Star
like
Wars
that.
expanded
Yeah.
universe, there's tons of characters. A lot of them had their footing in the original.
I wish they would get back
film
to that,
series as
like
well as the
making
prequel
more
series.
like
And
obscure characters.
Characters that
Yeah.
really didn't get a whole lot of.
Yeah, so I still need to go back to this format because I'm thinking about now, like how they're doing their format. I'm like, who are they trying to catch, man? Like the younger kids who's not spending as much money.
You see why some people are like kind of harsh on Sideshow because it's this was a time where collecting was
This format is great, man.
out of this world, man.
The reference books that we had, we just built upon that.
Out of this world.
There's some things that we had
Like
to
just
figure out.
talk
There was some
about the
research
piece,
that we had
man.
to
Just show
as
us
a character's costume,
the piece.
as well as her
No kid stuff and it's games and giveaways and
Yeah.
this and
You know what?
get a guy to
Whenever-
sit down and give us an explanation like this.
Whenever I see that, like how they do it nowadays, I picture them like in one of those executive rooms, like, come on guys, you gotta put some spunk into it. We gotta go after the younger crowd. We gotta, you know what I mean? And it just
And the crazy thing, it's not the
lessens
younger
the
crowd.
experiment.
It's not the younger crowd who they, because I'm like,
Who's dropping that amount of money?
Yeah, they're not
exactly.
buying it.
I'm like a 7-year-old. You're not talking to a 7-year-old. It's people like us, man. The 20s, the 30s, whatever. Like talk to me. Like convince me about the piece.
And the worst thing about it is Prime One's adopting the same crap.
Yeah.
What Prime One's adopting the same.
See that Nightcrawler? Go up to that Nightcrawler.
It's never been done. The Justice Bucks are 50% off.
Right there. See Nightcrawler?
This one?
I wasn't a fan of that, yeah, but that was when Sideshow once again was dabbling into taking chances with characters. Look at this compared to the new Nightcrawler. 2010, damn.
Wagner, also known as Nightcrawler, is one of the second generation X-Men. His mutant ability is the ability to teleport, and when he does, it creates a sound effect that's described as a bamf. And what's left behind, or
Rashid, that's like how, you know, Tweeterhead's got that new Skeletor coming out. And if I didn't have a Skeletor, I would be grabbing it, but I'm still happy with my side.
Speak of the devil, Tweeter Zygo.
Teleportation, and we want to go for a really cool pose that really.
Man, he looks different too, like more like a.
So for this comic cat, we wanted to.
That's why I never bought this piece, but it's just Sideshow still took chances. But look how long they took to make another Nightcrawler. This came in 2010.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I've got. There aren't that many Nightcrawlers out there. What are there, 3?
There's been different ways that the character has been portrayed over the years.
License is 2. Custom is a lot. But no, it's not.
License is 3. License is 3. Sideshow did another one, and XM's got one.
Rashid, you seen that custom?
Here's another book for all you historians out there.
Putting his
We
head
have
How many customs? I've only seen 2 customs.
Nightcrawler was throwing like he was like putting Kingpin. No,
Bam.
Nightcrawler and Kingpin.
The art of Sideshow.
I'll find it.
That's
cool.
Biggie. Now we have the art of Sideshow where it has like, bam, you have like all
all the Star Wars, right?
all Star Wars.
Okay.
Legendary
man.
scale bust section, even the sketches. This was a badass piece. Cody.
Oh man.
Yeah, this was. I'm telling you, these books are no joke. So if you like collecting pieces, you should have these books in your collection.
Hold on, show that piece right there. That was life size. A lot of people don't know that they did a life size Darth Malgus.
I gotta find it because I was just looking through it. Yeah.
Jesus is asking, John, what made you veer away from 1/6 collecting? Ooh.
Yeah, John.
It's not that I moved away from it, Jesus. I still appreciate 1/6. I've been getting into in art, but and I still got all my Hot Toys, Marvel and Batman stuff. But it was honestly the reissuing of all the classic pieces. I just find that to be, it's not collecting at that point, in my opinion. It's just
buying it
I don't
back,
know. It's just not. It's not as fun. Yeah,
We're in the days of 2.0s and reissues now.
Yeah.
3.0s. Yeah.
Would you still buy a 1/6 piece now?
100%. I bought the In Art Joker, and I actually have Gandalf on order from In Art. I would buy 1/6. I'd buy anything if I like how it looks. I don't care what the scale is or whatever. I have to like it artistically.
Well, I'll have to say, John, like with me doing 1/6, like like buying these statue pieces that cost all this money, it kind of slows down my 1/6 collecting, you know. And
sure. I just feel like that Scott Clowder guy, and he was doing he was actually on the production team. So like as he's introducing the pieces, a lot of these pieces he's showing, he had a hand in helping bring them to life, and he's had a crazy career. He's now like a senior director at Bandai Namco.
Oh wow!
Look at that Wolverine bus.
And he's worked in a bunch of different companies after Sideshow: Gentle Giant, Quantum Mechanics, some others.
He's still a major player. Yeah, look at that shit.
That's classic.
Full-scale replica life-size busts is that for something like Marvel Comics, it's not only a chance to realize the character, but it's to realize the character in full scale. Like it's pretty much larger than life. There's been several different costumes that Wolverine's worn over the many years since he's been first introduced during the Hulk Wolverine battle. It was like the first time he was ever introduced in the Marvel Universe, and with this one.
You have this, Rashid?
Nah.
It's difficult when
at this time, I was mostly into. I still wasn't impressed with the way they was doing the comic book statues. So I stuck with Star Wars. But then they stepped up different with Martin Canali and
yeah.
others.
So you guys get the gist of it. I'm gonna still pull up the Thanos on Throne because I think that's a good way to end the old school videos. But I really wanted to do this to go back in time because look how many videos there are. And what's not disgusting, but I gotta choose my words wisely nowadays. But what is so disappointing is they're at like 298,000 subscribers, and these videos are at like 500 views.
That's crazy.
Right, 1,000 views. Like, this is history, guys. Even if it's you should like be watching these.
That's when they're still a small company, so you know.
Yeah, they were small. Even when you gotta remember, John, there wasn't a lot of channels out there back then.
No, there was no YouTube, man. It was P2 Vision was the guy. That's who I watched at the time. That early on.
That guy.
That guy's fucking annoying.
Every time I
was
hear that
funny.
name, I'm just like, fuck that guy.
No, he was good, man. I appreciate.
He wasn't
it.
good. He was fucking annoying, man.
He was funny though. He was funny. He was funny.
I love those turtles, man.
Yeah, guys, go here, click on the oldest videos, and just go through some of these classic pieces because this is
Duty.
This is awesome.
You going to the Thanos on Throne? That's what
I'm gonna go right now.
Yeah.
I just find
You
myself
know what I
to
like about
keep
that is
scrolling.
when they show them airbrushing the statue while they're like painting it and stuff like that.
Production peaks. Why'd they stop those? Look.
Like I feel like click on that. I feel like Scar still holds up, even though he's just not, you know.
Look, 12 years ago, production peak. Why would we stop these?
Hey John, Vibranium Jim asked if you could click on the Gambit video. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
Was this the bus? Yeah, this is the bus,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
This is the life-size bust, I think.
I heard it's light as a feather though. Oh yeah, they just do production.
But I love this. Like, dude, not just old. Like, those were cool teases, man.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do we have in here? Let me check the chat. Good.
I think the Thanos on Throne was the most epic one that they
What's
did.
going on, Ark?
It's
Thanks for
big,
stopping by. Ark was saying that Wolverine bust was the best bust. Can we go back to a time when collecting was fun and not a competition? I personally haven't encountered that yet. Where
competition of what? Like I got more than you. I have
I haven't encountered that yet.
I haven't seen that either. Like we don't care.
Maybe some. I don't know. I haven't really encountered.
Maybe he means competition with companies.
No, I think within collectors.
Oh,
I think within. That's how I take it. Is within collector. Maybe he could clarify this year.
I think there's more of that in the 1/6 community.
There it is, John. The Gambit video. Scroll up one more. You see it? Like go down one. It says,
oh, right
Gambit,
here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Look at these teases. Give us these. Bring this back, please.
I never saw this before. This one teaser, and I got this Gambit.
Jesus.
I agree with you, Piggy, man. That people in the back room, man. Interfering.
2009, baby. 2009.
Yep.
Like this is a lot better.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Where do you find the books on the Sideshow site?
Usually when I first found them, I just typed in book in their search and sorted by, lowest price, and it gives you like all their books and you're able to find them. I think I'm looking right now, they have 2 and 4. I don't think they have 1 and 3 anymore. I was
looking at that too.
Yeah. They do have the art books. They still have the art print books, and the Star Wars book.
Here's the Spidey Comic Cat, another classic. Go through because there's the library.
They go to Predator. Oh, that's the LSB.
Yeah, the Legendary Sale Bus, the smaller one, the half scale, right?
Yeah.
Artists, look, showcases. There's so much to go through here. Look at this. Still one of my favorites. This Legendary Scale Mall. Love that piece.
I shouldn't have sold mine.
Here's the Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
This is a freaking gem. This Dutch.
Please give us some of the Dutch, man.
Remember they go to Reaper. Go up again. Go up.
Right here.
Yeah.
Was that their Court of the Dead line?
I don't know because remember they had a separate deadline. They had Court of the Dead and then they had the deadline.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, they just really went in depth with their videos, and there was more of a personalized connection, in my opinion. And for whatever business reasons or whatever it is, I feel like they moved away from it. Slowly, we're seeing them go back to it, but they get back to this good.
See the Doom? The legendary
Doom
scale
right
Doom
here,
there. They're
yeah.
brushing
Legendary
right there.
scale.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, that Vampirilla from 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at Dave Igo, and he had more.
Yeah.
Here we go.
A thank you to collectors. So guys, check it out. Again, YouTube.com, Sideshow Collectibles. You're probably already subscribed. And then go ahead and just remember this, the teaser. Okay, go ahead and look at the oldest videos. I'm gonna pull up Thanos on Throne. This was the OG Galactus. Foz. This is a good piece, man. "10 years ago." We're getting old, guys. We're getting old. Thanos on Throne. My only thing is, if I type this, is it going to give me like everybody and their grandmother who did a review on it?
Every
No, just put in Sideshow.
Yeah, I think
I
you
did.
search in the Sideshow.
She
Page.
figure
Oh, can you do that?
I
Figure
think
Con
so.
asked if you have patient 0.
I don't have patience.
I have patient 0. I thought about getting that piece. The life. Does he mean the life size bust or the
the bust?
Yeah, no, I never got that piece. I passed on it so many times.
Wow, I can't believe John didn't passed up on a dad joke.
What?
Because he was like, "Do you have
No,
patience 0? No, but I have 0 patience."
I didn't hear him say that.
Kennedy, don't give him any ideas, bro. You're waking him up.
That's just a good joke.
That was good.
I'm gonna blame you, Mr. Kennedy. Leave him alone.
That's a black joke. He can't understand it.
I thought he was gonna say he is
Oh,
patient.
dang.
What do you want to see, Rishi? The inside look?
Remember, they were just talking the whole production on it.
Yeah, it's this one. Oh man, this is goddamn.
This is one of their biggest commercials for it.
Yeah. Well, this was when this came out. This is a masterpiece. This is a piece everybody was talking about. Everybody.
I see the stats on the video.
Oh, shit.
Thanos is one of the darkest characters in the Marvel Universe. A character who can take on the entire Marvel Universe with a grin. There's something really arch-villain about that.
Like a lot of comic book characters, especially big guys, he's got a huge physical presence. What's interesting is most of the time he's depicted sitting, so you get a sense that he's very powerful, but it's not necessarily overt.
He's the Marvel Universe villain to me. He's the Mad Titan. It's cool to have that opportunity where we can kind of take the subject matter and put our own little touch on it. So what we did was we went back to some of the original source material from Jim Starlin or from Ron Lim and find those key aspects to the character and to their costume that make them who they are and try and evolving the design.
It was pretty difficult to pinpoint it at first, to say like, what does this need without going like over the edge or like reinventing the wheel.
We've taken amalgamation of our own and made it our own, and it's kind of all the best qualities that Thanos has.
It was critical that from 10 feet back or 15 feet back, there was no question this was Thanos.
The interesting thing about Thanos is he has a long history. So how do you get the density, the sense of history in that one image?
There were a couple things that we really wanted to get across in the personality of the piece. One was this regal sense, and that's why we went for throne. But we also wanted him to be really intimidating.
We wanted the piece itself to have a presence,
This
and
is
if you
awesome.
had it next to another PF, it would be formidable.
In sitting him down, he still feels intimidating, still feels like the huge Mad Titan that he is.
You're almost really getting two characters in one with the statue, because it's, you know, you've got Thanos, which is awesome, but the chair is equally as awesome.
It's got a lot of complexity and a lot of detail. Not only is this character powerful physically, he's powerful technologically. And so I wanted the throne to represent all of that.
I wanted to
going on,
push
Danny?
the level of color and also bring a cosmic outer galaxy look to this thing. So purplish metallic tone that goes back to his skin.
They had to design that entire paint job the same way as we had to design the entire sculpt with all the layers of detail. They had the exact same process to go through.
I think everyone involved found something that they didn't know they had, and I think that's what makes it exceptional.
Seeing this piece come to life has been awesome. It's been inspiring.
I'm hopeful that fans, when they look at it, they'll see we were as true to the classic as we could be, while understanding our ambition to push the piece as well. When you look at the portraits, there's definitely Jim Starlin and Ron Lim written all over them.
It is a team effort. It is a collaboration of many hands that make this all happen.
Everyone involved just put their A game on with this piece, and so it's definitely a testament to what we're able to do and achieve.
I really feel like the risk we took in stepping forward on this project and through the process with a couple of unknowns really to me is paid off.
There is a level of service that we have to give to the fans.
This
It was
not
well
gonna be
engineered.
A project where we cut any corners.
All the fans out there know what this guy looks like. They expect a certain quality and look to this character.
When people see this piece, I hope that they'll see Thanos in a new way.
Hey, John, really fast before I even forget what I was going to say. The production value of these videos were top notch. And you can tell that, like they just said it in the video, that we got to give it to the fans. They really put a lot of effort into it by highlighting the team that, like the production team or the team that produced the statue, and letting them see the passion, showing the process. It made you want a piece that maybe you didn't even know you wanted, because I wanted the piece just from watching that video. And you can tell because when we were watching that preview, you could hear a pin drop. Not one person said
Not one word.
And that never happened before. Any other time, like, it's talk over the videos because you were captivated, and they really marketed to you to make you want the piece and have the same level of passion as the design team, the sculpt team, the paint team. So I think we really need to get back to that. It would energize the hobby.
I'm watching that and I was like, I want that piece.
Yeah, it made you want it. Like, I was like, man, I want this. Yeah.
All they had to do is put a time there, like, eat this time. And then, you know what I mean? Be up in the morning like you buying shoes again. Just click.
Yeah.
I think it adds more, man, to a piece. Like when you know the history behind it, you know, the passion, the rationalization as far as why they did the piece the way they did it. Same thing like with the art piece, right? When you go to these places and you look at all these arts, you know, like, and you're like, oh, why did the artists do that? You know, just to know the history, it helps and it makes you like appreciate the piece more. Just like, you know what, man, I want this, you know. And I felt that watching this.
That's why some people just, it comes across as harsh, but it's just a different time. Used to a different time. So hopefully you can get back to it.
When did they put out that video?
2006. I think that 6 years ago. Sorry, 6 years ago. The connection, right? You're hearing from the artist. You're hearing from the people who worked on the project. For me, there's more of a connection to the piece when you're buying it, to the art, the story. You're seeing and hearing what the artists were thinking about when they were sculpting that piece, what went into it, as opposed to just, okay, here's a piece sculpted, I'll buy it and I'll look at it. There's a connection. And like I said, again, I'll come back to the Daniel Bell thing. That stream he did, again, it's kind of getting back to those these times, but I hope it's consistent. I really hope they're gonna be consistent with this and do more of these videos. I know it's not easy with its production value, its time, its money, but I think it adds to the whole experience, the whole overall experience of purchasing the item.
Yeah,
and no other company's really doing it.
Yeah, because even when we saw the Batgirl piece, like we were questioning like why is there a crowbar in hand? Why did he do this? Why do it? But when Daniel Bell came on and then he explained, he's like, I did this. This is the reason why I put this here, and why. And he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know, as far as what his vision was, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, like he has a filter. Like he can't necessarily go and say, I don't know. I wanted to go back in time. I've been meaning to do this for the longest time. We finally did it, and we can continue to do it. Like throughout some shows, go and do playbacks of back in the day and bring it to light, shine to light. But this could be just the beginning. But yeah, I think this was good. What's going on, Slifer? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, celebrating 30 years. A huge congrats to I was gonna say the Slifer, to Sideshow.
I'm surprised that Sideshow didn't do their own thing with the 30 years, going back, showing all these videos, snippets of all these videos clumped up in one. You know what I'm saying? To show.
Yeah, I'm on their payroll, so they kind of asked me to.
You're helping them out.
Can you imagine that?
Oh, where's
John
your affiliate
helping
link?
Sideshow? God damn.
Where's your affiliate link? Come on.
Yeah, right.
We're going to Tomahawk. Let's go.
So maybe we could do this every couple of times. I'll highlight some of the old videos on the channel because this was fun. I enjoyed doing this, going back and discussing it.
But this is that Thanos. Remember when XM came out with their Thanos? After Sasha had their first one, and then Thanos came. Then Sasha came out with this on Throne, and it knocked the XM one out. That's when like the really competition started showing. Like, okay, you swing, we're gonna swing harder. That's all.
Yeah. A little competition's good. Now yeah, we won't get into now. I feel like there isn't that drive isn't there, in my opinion. They're knocking out some good pieces. I like what they did with the Clint Eastwood Legacy line. I think that's a good step forward. That line is solid.
The Cable was good. Like Sideshow.
Cable?
Yeah.
Recently?
No, the older one. I'm talking about
the old one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying more recent now. The DC line's starting to develop and become solid. I think Penguin's solid. Ivy's looking good. So they have some hitters, but again, I want to see a little bit more of that connection to the collector.
What would we say? What would we say is Sideshow recent heavy hit statue right now? Is it the Batgirl?
This Batgirl, yeah.
Yeah, Batgirl.
When? So when did the Cable come out? Not too long ago, did it? It was like not that long ago.
It came
like
out
3-4 years ago.
I think 2000.
You used to have an A and B. You used to have an A and B. You had to switch them over.
19 or 20. 2020.
So not that long ago. I would say like I'll ask John, when do you think Sideshow started to fall off?
After
Thanos was it like a gradual thing, or did it just all of a sudden?
I just remembered the last.
One of them was that Superman, that Clark Kent Superman. The Christopher Reeve Superman was looking bad, and they had something else that was looking bad. Like the neck seams was the Killer Croc. The Killer Croc wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like the way they did it, it was like somebody just it's like one of us saying we got to rush it out tomorrow, so just chip off the alligator and just let it slide,
Mm-hmm. So the reason why I'm asking is because John is very passionate about this. He has like a view on how the past was so much better than the present. Like for me, like from my perspective, it looks maybe a bit like is when you look back on better times and it's colored by like your nostalgia for your fondness for that thing. There might have been bad things during that era as well, but you kind of just block it out. You only remember the good parts of that era. So like rose tinted glasses, right? And it's not to say like things haven't gone worse in some way now, but
I think for newer people who are looking at that, they can appreciate our aspects of that, especially that Thanos on Throne video. But some of it is just like I've seen the hobby improve so much more in different ways in the quality of the pieces, the paint job, and like how they make the statues these days. A lot of those pieces don't hold up. Right? Is it the presentation, the way they talked about it that we want back, or the actual quality of the pieces?
I disagree. I think there's a ton of Sideshow pieces that still hold up to today's standard.
No, but
that were released back in the day.
I think what
I would disagree with you.
If there was no other companies, then Sideshow can still be Sideshow and stuff like that. I think, well, from what I'm looking at it, I like how the presentation back in the day was way better than what it is now. But if you go by piece, like me, I never had a Sideshow besides that one, my first one. But now I'm getting XM, I'm getting Prime 1, and of course I'm gonna get the Batgirl. But I won't look at the Batgirl on the same level as I'm gonna look at this Batcave right here.
Oh, but that's why you can't compare them.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. So when you're saying like Sideshow is going down, well, Sideshow is going down if you try to compare them. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, every piece is gonna be a hitter piece.
No, but the trajectory of Sideshow, like from when they've done, from where they were to getting to the point of Thanos on Throne, right? So they were here, they did Thanos on Throne, which elevated them. Since Thanos on Throne, what have they done to get to that next elevation?
They fired a team, I guess, and that was wild because like XM,
But I feel like
do a lot of good pieces, but nobody likes every piece XM does. They talk down about them too.
I think Sideshow felt like they was always up here, and they will always stay up there. And when they had that level, that's when these other companies like XM and slowly Queen and all these Prime 1 statues started coming through. And that's when like their Batman, Sideshow still ignored Prime 1. Even though they was distributing them, they didn't look at it. And Prime 1 has way better Batman pieces than Sideshow. But they still felt like they were up here. You know?
And I think Sideshow knows like
I feel like they started feeling themselves like we got this. We always going to be on top, and eventually that's when somebody knocks you off your throne.
Well, but I think they are on top in their lane, like in their area of collecting. I think they are on top. What they're targeting.
I used to be a hardcore Sideshow collector, and a lot of companies. I got more boxes from other companies now than from Sideshow.
Exactly, but you're no longer the target.
Right.
But I would also ask: are the Sideshow pieces that were coming out like now, are they like better in quality than what they used to be?
Some, yes. I wouldn't say everything.
Would you look at
not everything
on the macro scale, right? Like, and would you say the company as a whole is producing better looking statues than they were in the past? Because if we even look at Thanos on Throne, that shipped January of 2018, then 2019 happened, and then COVID 2020 at the beginning. It's not that long ago. I mean, in recent memory, we're just like in 2024 January, right? So the time span, we're saying like, I don't know, it doesn't feel too long ago. Like if we're talking about the past,
no, that's Thanos on Throne. I'm talking about Venom comic cat, Spidey comic cat. You could go back and find pieces. Thanos was just the recent.
That Venom. Let Matt say his point, I guess. Matt's been trying to say something.
Yeah, I guess. I think what you're missing is it's somewhat generational, right? And just like with anything, to touch on what you said and what Rashid said was, you've got Tesla. Tesla's no longer the king. Yeah, they were the first one that came out, but now you have other EVs, right?
Right.
So everything's gonna evolve, and then other companies are gonna come in for competition once something comes out. But there's also the fact of when you have something, when you go back to the nostalgia of it, it's kind of like kids nowadays look at the internet because they've had the internet, so it's not a big deal for them. The instant gratification for the internet is going to be there. But for guys like me, I saw the internet come along, and we had the telephone. We didn't have the internet. It wasn't. We had the mail. We had the mail stuff, not email. So we see that stuff, and we saw how it progressed. Same thing with Sideshow. Look at that first Thanos with Lady Death compared to what they're producing now. Look at the Batgirl. Yeah, their quality improved. I mean, the technology, everything, their access, and the way stuff's done now has made an improvement. But for guys like me, the reason why it's so nostalgic is because we see the whole maturation process. Guys like you who came in later into the maturation process, you never saw that. So the appreciation's a little different, if that makes any if that helps.
You know what you just said is exactly what I'm saying. So in that regard, doesn't that just mean it's just nostalgia for you guys, and it's not that the company has fallen off? Based on what you said, at least, because I'm not going to take you as speaking exactly for John and Rashid, but it doesn't mean the company has fallen off like it would mean, at least based on the quality of the statues. I think in terms of the improvements, the way the hand sculpted pieces used to look, and even some of the 3D pieces versus where they've come to now, and the level of quality you get, it's night and day. It's clearly better now,
Well, I
right?
think the
And
thing
I'm
with
not
falling off. I think the thing what you're missing is falling off is when they look at Sideshow has their target audience because they know what size budget they can do. So their budget that they're for the audience of what they're targeting, of what they're willing to spend, I guess you'd say. So they stay within a certain realm of quality. But then you look at others like Prime One and XM, they get a little bit more detailed in quality, and the prices go up, and therefore a lot of guys will start buying those pieces. But not everybody can afford that. I mean, I've said this before a long time ago in a stream about being McDonald's. A billion served versus, 1,000 served or 2,000 served. You know what I mean? So they have their target audience. They rather hit the masses than the few guys who want to get their high J&Bs or whatever it is that they want to get to.
I hear what you're saying there, but like I fail to understand what that has to do with Sideshow like falling off. Because say falling off means like they've lost their stride and they're no longer as good as they used to be.
I don't know who said that.
Right? That's what I'll take falling off to mean versus saying they're no longer like they're no longer
comparison.
So I think that they've
so in comparison to other companies, right? Is that what you're saying? Because if you're strictly talking about in comparison to other companies, I can see that to you. But if you're saying Sideshow as a company has gotten worse than they used to be, which there's several examples of you guys saying in this video, right? Then I disagree with you.
So they've gone worse presentation wise, right? They've gone worse presentation wise. I don't think that they've excelled at a rate. I think they should have been able to excel at a better rate.
At 30
than where
years,
they are.
way better.
In the 30 years, I think the rate of acceleration should have been better. You're still having issues with paint apps, Nightcrawler seam lines, Batgirl, we're seeing seam lines. So I think the acceleration of improvement needs to be better. Presentation-wise, they've completely fallen off the wagon, in my opinion. Now, like I said,
feel
now
this
they're
is a different point from the one you've been making previously.
What do you mean?
What you just said?
But falling off is falling off.
I didn't say falling off. Rashid said falling off, so I don't know what you're talking about falling off.
I did say, and I said it too, but I said it in the fact of like the marketing, like when what we saw. That's why I used the Thanos video as an example, which you even said it wasn't too long ago. They were doing stellar presentations to where you felt with the creative team. And it made you want to have, like, you were thirsty for that particular piece to get into your collection. And I think they have completely, like, that was a 100. And I think what we're getting now with that, woohoo, everybody get the Thanos backflip and balloons flying and stuff. I think that's a negative. He went from a 100 down to a -3. So
you went from professional to it's like students. Yeah,
you're marketing to like an 8-year-old now, and you have to think about your market. They aren't the ones that's dropping the money for these statues, and if they even ask their parents, they're not going to get a $800 statue from their parents. So you need to market and give us that same level as you're increasing in prices. Then you need to increase in how you market to us. You increase in prices, but you decrease in market.
Do you understand that from my perspective, there's multiple different arguments being made? You're talking about their marketing. Other people are talking about the quality of the
statues. That's what I said, it's subjective.
That's no, not even subjective. It just means there's several different points being made, right? Because then, because I agree with you on the marketing. The way they're marketing now is kind of weird. And I don't disagree with that. But if we're
no one is saying No one is
Statue
saying
wise,
that.
there were good and bad then. There's good and bad now.
Exactly.
Then that means I've completely misunderstood the argument, and I think there will probably be other people that have completely misunderstood. If you're saying no one is saying that Sideshow is worse now than before, as like in terms of the quality of the pieces, then like we're like
they're on a positive trajectory. 30 years, I would of course expect them to go on a upward trajectory, but for me, the rate and what they're doing and the innovation that they're putting in within that time frame should be more, in my opinion. Should be more. I feel like they're riding the wave. They know their market and they're riding that wave. They're not trying to compete with other companies on the higher end level, in my opinion. They're not trying to do that. They're staying in their lane, and that was it. And that's it.
You ever see some companies like on TV, like, advertise during like Super Bowl and these other places, but you got companies like McDonald's that like, we never have to advertise because who we are and what we're about. That's kind of how I feel like with Sideshows, like their marketing is
That's
like
how
taking
Costco
a
is.
dip,
You never see
and
a
it's just
Costco
like,
commercial.
Yeah.
You
Same
never see a
thing. It's
Costco
like,
commercial, but like people pay to shop there. I think that's mind-boggling. But the thing about Costco, if you have a business, is either you want to sell one once in a while, or you want to sell, give me millions. I buy a couple million of them at this price. You gonna sell it fast. I mean,
You know what I'd like to
that money.
You know what I'd like to do here? Let's make this part 1. I like what Buck's saying. Let's go part 2, and we can actually look in depth, look at pieces, look at improvements over the years that Sideshow's taken, look how they've been presenting us the pieces and so forth. And we can do like a part 2, part 3, whatever we have to do. I think this is good. This is beneficial to have these kind of discussions. Because I think there was a miscommunication. Of course, I don't think any company, especially a company on Sideshow's level, would be moving in a downward trajectory after 30 years and then be as successful as they are selling pieces. There is, of course,
I think a lot of people would have assumed you were saying, or maybe I'm just crazy because I didn't understand. I thought like a lot of what we're talking about now is that the company has gotten worse in
No.
I think it's because
not
like
product wise.
Yeah, I thought we were saying product wise because we were also mentioning specific products and saying look how amazing they were, and then we're saying look at them now. We mentioned piece like you mentioned the Venom Comiquette, that as if to say the quality of that product is better than what they're doing now.
But maybe I'm someone who doesn't like that overspray on the base, that green overspray on the base. So the characteristics of that Comiquette from 10 years ago, I appreciate more than just slap overspray base and calling it a day.
I hear you, but that's referring to the context of the conversation, meaning the quality of the pieces. So you're saying generally speaking. So you're not gonna say all these 1, 2, 3, 4, keep on naming examples. That just shapes the that shows you the shape of the conversation in terms of that piece. By using that as an example, it means you're referring to pieces. Is what I thought.
Yeah, I never would say that the company is worse than what they were. They've moved away from the fabric suits, like the Sabretooth, for example. They've moved away from that fully sculpted. They're moving into fully sculpted capes. So of course that trajectory is positive, just not going as quick as some of the other companies. And that's why, again, I say they don't compete and they know their target market. Just like Hot Toys. For me, Hot Toys is the same thing. They know their spot in the collectible market.
They're not trying to innovate or like push the boundary.
Bingo.
I mean, look at Batman Samurai that XM did. I don't see Sideshow doing that. You know what I mean?
I agree, Art. Sometimes it does.
They're not. I don't see Sideshow stepping out there doing something like that. Do you?
I don't disagree with that point. No, I don't. I was literally like, now we have a better understanding of what we're talking about. I thought you meant the company has gotten worse. Like, if you're saying they're not pushing the boundary or innovating anymore, 100%.
Yeah, that's that 100%.
They're comfortable making sales.
I think that's like those are the words we should have been using, like saying like they're not like trying to innovate and like push things again. I think everybody will understand better.
So what I do like that they did in recent history, and I can't remember if it was Hot Toys or Sideshow, but they brought, I think it was during the summer event when they brought Clint Eastwood out and kind of let him look at the pieces, like the Dirty Harry pieces.
Yep.
I think they did a really good job with that. So I think if whomever put that together, they can put in charge of their marketing or give us more to that vein to where you really connect, because some people are getting those pieces because they like the art, some people because they like the movie, some people because they like Clint Eastwood. So it kind of brought all of those fans together. And I think if we could get more of that, it would be a much better experience.
And I personally even watched that video multiple times. I'm a huge Clint Eastwood fan. And
Yeah.
just knowing that he was there to work on it, and it actually showed him involved in making a decision with the sculpts and like, to me, I was like, I'm sold. I haven't gotten the pieces yet, but I got the Hot Toys. But I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna get at least a statue of that. But that pushed me to buy it. I was like, dude, that's awesome, man. You know.
So let's put a pin in it here, because it is getting late. It's a work night, and I really think we could do a part 2, because again, there's so much history here, and so much more to talk about. But I'm glad that we started this. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Everyone in the chat, everyone on the panel. It was fun. Good for a Monday. But we'll see how it goes. I'll put some stuff together. We'll get it organized. What's going on, Vision? Any plans for the rest of the week?
No, just get ready for the weekend and stuff like that, you know.
Okay. We're gonna hang out Friday on Club.
Yeah, Friday on Club. No more buying for me though. I'm retired of POing.
You're a liar.
You hear that, Rashid?
I'm done.
No, you're not.
Damn beanies, good luck, I think, but I'm like, I don't know.
You're done when you pass away of natural causes.
No, well, I'm gonna try not to
at
like
the
get
rightful
into
age of 107.
Besides
So-
like Leo and the Beast Wars, but I don't really care. I don't want nothing to come out that I like.
Just say you're gonna take a graceful pause.
Yeah,
Great to
it's
have
not
you
in the
on.
budget. I'm baby piggy.
Oh,
man.
here we go. Here we
Not
go.
in the budget.
Billy wins. Wow.
My budget's
Kennedy,
done.
good to have you on, man.
Remember,
always
don't
good
forget
see
to
you.
let your geek sideshow.
That's it. Buck, always good
Pass.
to see you. Appreciate your
Thanks
opinions.
for having me, man.
Always, man. Piggy, you as well. Always great to see you.
Same
FBJ,
here.
great to have you on the channel. Hope to see more of you on the channel, man. And again, congrats on your J&D pickups.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, Rashid, always good to see you. And last but not least, Matt. Thank you guys for spending a Monday evening with me. And everyone in the chat and who's watching afterwards. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let us know if you like this kind of stuff. Let us know your thoughts. And continue the memories, right? 30 years, continue the memories. Let us know what kind of memories you have of collecting in the Sideshow world. But we'll leave it at here. I'll leave it with a Piggy's dad joke.
Oh, God, no. Good night.
Right, we'll leave it with a Piggy's dad joke. Yeah, if
Or
Ark
she
wants
tell
to
him
be
good night.
on, Jesse's saying if Ark wants to be on the panel. Yeah, man, Ark. I don't know if he will, but I don't know if he would. But sure, if he wants to be on the panel, why not? It's better than reading the consistent comments. No, I'm kidding, Ark. Ark says, I don't think we should judge, just encourage others to buy what they love.
Highly disagree.
You gotta...
Ark, you want to come on and battle Buck?
Opinions are good, Ark. Opinions are good, and whatever. Everyone has to be able to make a decision for themselves. But appreciate you being here, and appreciate all of you in the chat. Here goes the joke. Dad joke. Let me get the outro ready, because I haven't even read it yet, and I don't want to ruin it. I ruined the denim one, but it's okay. Here we go. What do you call a T-Rex that's been in a fight? A dinosaur.
Funny, bro.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night,
Yeah,
everyone.
that's real
Good
cool.
night.
Happy 30 years, Sideshow.
That's real corny.
I can't believe it. It's like being back in Motor City in '76. This is huge. And it was so easy. I sat down, logged on, and boom, like the god of thunder. And it's like being a roadie and a groupie all at the same time, without all the work. I mean, people tell you when you get married, you have this amazing feeling, but man, it's nothing like this. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. The Catman, the Spaceman, the Star Child, and the Demon. It's freaking cute.
This guy here, 4 tours of duty, fighting a rebellion. He's my brother. We're able to have deep conversations on life's most important issues. Is that the Aerotech 74Z? Yeah, definitely more top end than 64 wide. We really got to know each other on a spiritual level. This buddy of mine, He's cruising through the forest to Endor when, like, out of nowhere, wham! This Wookiee driving an AT-AT just left turns him at an intersection. So you're gonna keep her as is, or are you gonna restore her back to her Geonosis war glory? This speeder bike is a system of concepts worked out and polished, and nobody knows that better than my scout brother.
Experience for yourselves the magic and joy of a true collector connection. The Sideshow Collectibles Retail Network. Welcome.